Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Hakuoki Kyoto wins. And we're gonna do it! And we've made some choices. We've apparently gotten points with Hajime and with Okita. And I don't know if there are other hidden points or what. And I still don't know if that's the point system because I haven't researched it yet because I'm like, bulk recording, bitch! So I'll figure it out. But I haven't looked. I'm just guessing. I might forget to look, but whatever. I'm sure if somebody knows, they'll say, and then like a month from now, I'll be like, so that is! But it's weird, because I don't know if that's like, woohoo, you're definitely getting points, or like, maybe you don't. Because like, you would think, in this last choice that we made, we were like, okay, you can go here, you can go here, you can go here. You got those 4 places. And we decided to go to Fushimi. Fushimi! Such a cute word, I like it. And we got to hang out with Hajime. You would think that would give us slightly more points to him, but maybe it doesn't count. I don't know. Because I don't think, hold on. I don't think the warrior record. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. No, that's not what I meant to do. Look, he looks so sweet, and he's really kind of like. So you can't, there's nothing, that says closed, so I'm assuming there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing that you can do. You know what I mean? And supposedly, we haven't met these buddies yet, even though we so fucking met Ryoma, but he gave us a fucking fake name. That's not his name. I know that's him. There was no fucking way there were 2 guys, but I really thought the other dude that came in all angry and like got all gruff with us, I thought he was going to be a dude, and I went and gave him a boy and whatever. Actually, to be honest with you, this guy here, Hachiro, looks like he would have a very delicate voice. He's going to be a little bit more like, I think he to me looks a little bit like the Shikishima / Saint Germain kind of voice. He's very quiet. Susumu he's not going to talk a lot. He doesn't look like he talks a lot. He has a deep voice, but he's quiet. Doesn't talk a lot. It's very, yes, that's true. Stuff like that. Kazue looks like, oh my god, seriously, guys, whatever. I don't know. We'll figure out when we get there. But we've got 12 guys to give voices to, so they're gonna get crazy. Because and I'm gonna forget them and they're gonna change because I'm sorry. It's just what it is. Okay? I can't keep them all straight. There's too many voices in my head. And there's just not enough man voices, so God. No news of my father came forth the other day, and somber restlessness took hold of me. Originally, it seemed Hijikata granted me approval to accompany the captains on their rounds through Kyoto to search for my dad. And then he called me in. Excuse me. I saw Okita and Heisuke had been summoned along with me, and I felt a partial sense of relief. It did a little to calm my chattering nerves, and I didn't want to be in a bad spot with Hijikata. You called me? Hijikata seemed to be in a foul mood. When is he not? So I decided it was best to act with tact in his presence. Sup, bro? Yeah, so that's not good. What you're saying? I was thinking about the search for Kodo, but maybe it's best to put a halt to it for now. What? But why? We just started looking for him. Stopping now would surely cause any of our leads to run dry. Are you back-talking me? His words stunned me. How could he back out on this? Hijikata remained deeply composed. We have reports of activity from Choshu, and they do not bode well for us. It would be highly dangerous for you to be out and about. I'd heard how the warriors of the Choshu domain associate with the Imperial Nationalist Party. What are we? But that wasn't purple. Imperial Nationalist Party, a term for those who wanted to see the Emperor as a supreme power of Japan and also hoped to remove foreign influences from the country, also known as the Sonjo faction. Sonjo faction. For some reason, they find foreigners repulsive, using brute force to prevent any foreign presence. Sounds like, most fucking people in America. Sorry. You're different! I'm not angry now. We're assholes, is all I'm saying. All of their faith is aligned with the Emperor. Woo, almost fell. Shinsengumi, on the other hand, serve the Shogun, meaning they are directly opposed. If the Choshu is active, it can mean that my own goal is of little concern to the Shinsengumi. Choshu? It might become something of a burden to them. I might become. So are you asking me to refrain from joining the rounds until things with the Choshu domain settle? Hijikata nodded and turned towards the two men. That being said, as of right now, she's not to accompany any rounds with any captains. No, I get it now. That's why you pulled us in here, right? Heisuke seemed 2 steps behind Hijikata's words, until this very moment where it seemed to click. Aw, Toto. You know, she never caused any trouble during any rounds she joined us in. I kind of feel like it shouldn't be a problem if she tagged along. Yeah, even if something were to happen, as long as she doesn't get involved, it should be fine. I mean, it's not like she can run away from us if things get sticky, right? I won't run. I knew he wasn't being serious, but I couldn't stand to keep my mouth shut. I made up my mind the minute the men of the Shinsengumi agreed to help me find my father. I made a vow to never run from the Shinsengumi for as long as they helped me find my father. My desire to find my father showed no signs of slowing, even since I first arrived in Kyoto. I'll keep my vow. So please allow me to continue looking for my father. I bowed to Okita, keeping my eyes locked with his. His smirk, however, shrunk slowly as he gazed towards me. Caught in between words to say, he's like, you're not gonna... Well, that just ruins my joke, and I had a bunch of shit to say, and now I don't. Come on, you ruined it by being all noble. Oh, hi. Got a little close there with those pretty eyes and the little smirk of yours. Those bedroom eyes, look at you. If you stay with us, you're putting yourself at risk. If you want that risk, feel free to join us. I mean, we have witness reports that fit the profile and description of Kyoto. You may have a point, but are witness reports enough justification to put her in harm's way? What if you're wrong? What if she's exposed? Do none of you understand? You're placing an unnecessary burden on yourselves. Hey, yeah, probably a burden. I promise I won't cause any trouble. Please, if I lose the opportunity to search for my father, then the chances of finding him will sink. I'll be like, look, if I cause trouble and fuck anything up, then I'll stay inside and listen to you. Give me a chance. I'm so gonna fuck up. I lied prostrate before him, and Hijikata simply sighed heavily. You'd better follow the orders of every captain you join. No ifs, ands, or buts. Am I clear? Yes, of course. Thank you so much. Big hugs. Bear hugs. I didn't know how else to show my gratitude, so I bowed deeply again. I'm leaving it to your discretion over whether or not you're going to join them. That's on you. All right. I had to make sure this was the best decision. There's something in his demeanor that made me unsure of my desire to leave the compound. Still, if I was with Okita or Heisuke, I'm sure I'd be safe and well protected. On the other hand, my presence could be an undue burden to them. What was I to do? Leave and search for my father. Yep. And it depends. You get different people that you talk to. So see, I feel like if we leave and it should be like, well, leaving gives you a little bit more this way for this guy, or that, you know what I mean? Every choice should kind of leave like, okay, well, that gives you a point for this guy and a point for this guy, or like no points and point for this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy if you stay in the compound. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe it's only weighted a certain way because if you think about it, if I leave, Heisuke and Okita are the only two that were there, and in the compound where you're going to give me a point to everybody that I might not actually talk to while in the compound. That would be weird, so could see. Huh. It feels like there are more people walking around than usual. The streets of Kyoto are packed with people shuffling into the shops and businesses all over. Spacey, mind yourself. And try not to wander off or something. Remember that you're here to keep me company on rounds. Sorry, I was distracted by all the people. The city is filled with so much more cheer. I guess I just couldn't help myself. Okita's eyes twinkled as he smiled voraciously, and I could sense him relax. Gion. Gion? Well, the Gion Festival's coming up. Things are more lively than usual, I'll give you that. Gion, one of the red light districts in Kyoto. Whoa! Oh, wait. The Gion Festival, one of Kyoto's signature festivals. It's held in June in the red light district. Of course, some of those nationalist Ronin are acting pretty suspicious, too. What I'm saying is, watch yourself, alright? Loyalism, too. A term for the philosophical and political leanings of those who wanted to remove foreign influences from Japan. They would hate my father because he is with Western medicine. Voodoo! Okay. We walked down Kyoto's largest street alongside the First Division. No one came within a few yards of us. They stepped away the moment their eyes caught the bright blue of the Shinsengumi's jackets. I noticed this phenomenon briefly when I first joined the Shinsengumi on their rounds, but it was clear the people of Kyoto feared them. Excuse me. I paused every so often to ask some of the less intimidated passersby if they'd seen my father. I'm looking for someone. He's in his 40s and speaks with an Edo accent. He's a doctor, and he's a friendly bald man. After a few hours of searching, I met someone who claimed to see a man matching my description. Oh yeah, I think I might have seen that guy a while back, over at Masu's. As he spoke, he pointed toward a store selling wood and charcoal. Thank you so much. Okita caught my eye and gave me a stern look. He looked as if he was going to reprimand me when... You there! Are you Ronin? Give us the name of your lord, if indeed you serve one! The cry came from a Shinsengumi soldier, and Okita turned, his lips tightening into a thin line. Whoa! They got all fighty. Well, shit. I guess they would choose the worst possible time to stir up trouble, eh? His hand dropped to his sword as he ran towards the commotion. Townsfolk shrieked and ran like leaves before a gale. Whoa! In the sudden press of fleeing citizens, I found myself pulled away from Okita. For a moment I panicked, but realized that perhaps it was best. If I stayed close, he would have been forced to keep attention on me. I hoped to avoid distracting him. I hid in an alleyway to watch, and I could return to the First Division once the tension simmered. Hey, kid, come over here. You don't want to get yourself caught up in that. Huh? I paused for a moment. A strange man was inviting me into his store. Not strange on the face of it, perhaps, but I was warned many times to be on my guard. I was about to politely refuse when I realized it was the store to which the man pointed earlier. Excuse me, but is this Maso's? Masu's? Sometimes you don't pronounce the U, it's sometimes Mas or Masu. I don't know. I'm going with Masu, but... Yes, it is! Great! You see, I'm looking for someone, and... Mr. Kiemon. Kiemon, I just saw that kid with Okita, the Shinsengumi captain! What? Huh? I'm not of the Shinsengumi. Shinsengumi, run for it! No, it's not like that. I'm just looking for someone. Even if I'd been walking with them, the reaction of the store's customers seemed excessive. They're afraid of the Shinsengumi, and yet the Shinsengumi protect them. This is what I don't understand. They're afraid of them, but they protect them. It's kind of a thankless job being these boys, isn't it? You really have the worst luck, don't you? Still, I guess you could say the same about them. Or me. He gave a small, unconcerned shrug and leapt through the door of the shop. Masu's exploded with the clang of blades, men swearing and scrambling across furniture. What is the meaning of this? What on earth just happened? When we returned to the Shinsengumi headquarters, Sanon had a number of less than pleasant words. Oh, is he out? We kneeled for some time as the colonel berated us, before Okita finally spoke up. You don't need to lose your head over it, Sanon. After all, we arrested a couple of Choshu people. When the fighting was over, we discovered a massive arms cache and confiscated the entire thing. No one bothered to explain to me what was happening, however, and I was utterly lost. Not something to lose my head over. My head is right where it belongs, Okita. Perhaps you should inquire after yours. The man claiming to be, Ooh! Aha! The man claiming to be Keimon Masu was, in truth, Shuntaro Furutaka, a Choshu spy. Keimon Masu. a merchant who sells firewood and charcoal. It was actually a cover identity for Shuntaro Furutaka while operating in Kyoto. Shuntaro Furutaka. Furutaka. A nationalist wrote and it was a spy for the Choshu when they were banned from entering Kyoto. He was responsible for gathering weapons and information. You were aware that the Shinsengumi was allowing him to operate in hopes of gathering enemy intel. Yes, I was, but we didn't have a choice this time. I had to bring him in. Well, it's not like it was a total bust. Like Soji said, they did arrest some guys. Don't you feel bad for Shimada and Yamazaki? Wait. Shimada and Yamazaki. They were staking out to keep an eye on Furutaka. The corners of Heisuke's mouth twitched into a smile, but Shimada interrupted him to continue. Oh, hey! I'm guessing that's the big dude. And that's the other. That's another. See, that guy looks like the guy that's the quiet guy that we said, with the thing. I'm not a fan of the hair. I know. We appreciate your concern, Toto. Toto. But nobody needs to lose any sleep on our account. We were getting nowhere with Masu the last days anyway. Okita did us a favor. Yamazaki nodded in silent agreement. Yeah. Susumu. Yamazaki. This is ahem. I had a voice. He's very silent. He's the silent, quiet type. Okay, hold on. I had a voice for him, right? We saw this before, and I was like, this is his voice he's gonna have, but now I can't do it. Fuck. He's like, Furutaka's arrest is over and done. You won't hear any complaints from us about it. Yes, he's got a very quiet voice. Very quiet voice. Man, you two are the definition of stoic and reasonable. Soji, on the other hand. It didn't seem Nagakura was going to let Okita get away without rubbing his mistake in his face. Both Kai Shimada and Susumu Yamazaki, good lord, serve as Shinsengumi officers and spies under Hijikata. Kai Shimada, an officer in the Shinsengumi who also serves as a spy. During times of peace, he serves under Shinpachi in the 2nd Division. Susumu Yamazaki, one of our future boyfriends. As a member of the Watch who reports to Hijikata, a member, he was an officer of the Shinsengumi as well as a spy. And apparently, yeah. So now, can we, say that we met him? Aside from the captains who stay in the Yagi residence, they're some of the few people entrusted with the knowledge of my situation. In other words, these men are highly valued officers within the organization, and we're just now meeting them. Despite their resounding support, I felt a rush of guilt sweep over me and I spoke up. I'm so sorry, it's all my fault. Some Ronin were causing trouble, so I tried to get out of the way. I got separated from Okita and the crowd, and I didn't get right back to him. Before I really realized what was going on, someone just started shouting at me. But who was tasked with looking after you? He glared at me, his eyes hard and angry. Oh, glasses. And my throat tightly clenched into dryness. The captain of our 1st Division can't even keep track of a charge. Is this the best the Shinsengumi can do? When I first met him, Sanan had been nice, if a little quiet. After his injury, however, it was as if he'd become an entirely different man. I told her she could go. They were only following orders. Sanan looked up as Hijikata walked into the room. Oh my god, I never thought he'd be defending us. He gave the commander a tight, wry smile, but got only peaceful, impartial glance in return. If you're here, that means you're done interrogating Furutaka, right? They're going to wait for a day when the wind picks up, then set Kyoto on fire and kidnap the Emperor while everyone else is losing their shit. So they say, at least. Well, everyone's losing their shit. I love him because he just says shit like that. That should not be said in this period, as I'm saying. His voice was calm and measured, but we all felt the import of his words. Burn out the city? Those Choshu guys are crazier than I thought. So they just want to kidnap the Emperor? Seems a little contradictory for a bunch of guys who call themselves imperialists. Imperialism, too. A term for the philosophical and political leanings of those who wanted to remove the shogun as the administrative power of Japan replaced by the emperor. Didn't we kind of... that was similar to what we read, but different. Okay, I know. Whatever their reasons, we cannot ignore them. They're probably meeting tonight. We need to get ready to move out. Understood, Commander. Alright, finally, I'm getting chills. Even though each man displayed his professionalism differently, they were all clearly prepared. As they quieted down, Hichikata turned toward me as if he'd only just noticed my presence. We did get some information on Kyoto. Apparently, he visited Masu's with some men from the west. What? So the rumor that he was seen in Kyoto were true, but that's all there is to it. My father with someone from the west. My father went missing in Kyoto. How would he be with someone from the west? People learn how to travel. The western person could have come here. Jesus Christ, I should know what boats are. I mean, they didn't have planes, so I mean, maybe I took a hot air balloon. I mean, that person, not me, but maybe they took a hot air balloon. I'm just saying. But no one had an answer for me. Oh! Because we met him. I was like, I was going to check it before, but now we got it. Preparations for the raid began immediately. Okay, so now, but I wonder what record of service is. I wonder if that's literally like the paths you've gone down when you finish a path. But it sounds really inappropriate, like the record of service. The warriors who serviced us. Yeah, so see, now we can see him. I'm really more curious about the three guys after him. Chikage kind of looks interesting, but those three in the middle right there, they're just... Yeah, you guys. Yeah! You three. Hotness. Susumu's... Nah, I think he's my least favorite. Heisuke's kind of on the bottom there, too. He's not really one of my tops. There's some that are in the middle, and there's a couple that are on top. Obviously, Okita's like one of those top ones. Let's see. There was no data to quick load. I wasn't actually... I'm glad I hit the wrong button. Like, Hichikata, at some point, if that's going to be a fun one, but I'm scared of him right now. Like, well, no, we gotta go. Yeah, Soji, yes. You little bastard, I love you. He's a sweet... I like him. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure his path's going to be fine, but like, he's attractive, but we don't really know much about him. So like, I don't really feel anything except for like, you're pretty. He's a really gruff guy, and I'm not into the gruff guys, but I mean, he's not. And glasses, we all know glasses. Yeah, glasses, and Hajime and Soji. Those are my top. Sonosuke is like the next one down because like he's pretty, but like I don't get. Oh, aside from those three that we haven't met yet, those three are literally like my top dog because they're like fucking gorgeous. But I'm guessing we can't have them first. I'm thinking maybe they bad guys or something. But then again, Susumu or whatever his name is, you know, just magically appeared. Like, oh, he's a guy. He knows that I'm a chick, and it's like, what? When did he show up? I think starting from Susumu, all those other guys were added. There were ones that were added. You couldn't romance them in the original version of the game, but they added stuff into this. They added stuff about paths into this. I thought. I mean, it doesn't tell you on the thing. But also at the same time, I think the first game, and then there was like a fan disc, and they were put together, and that's kind of Kyoto Winds and Edo Blossoms are kind of like that, but also broken up, which is weird. I don't know. Or they added parts into this, which is why they broke it into two parts. I can't quite remember the gist of it. I'll look it up and I'll let you guys know. Anyway, preparations for the raid began immediately. Within moments, the compound was like a beehive, with soldiers and officers running back and forth. The tension felt thick enough to cut with a knife. I found it affecting me despite my best efforts. My encounter at Masu's created some of their current headache, and I'd hoped to make up for it. Hey, can I... Oh. It became clear to me that I had very little to offer when it came to preparing for a raid. At the end of the day, all I could do was stay quietly to the side to avoid being a burden. Just then I heard someone's voice out of the blue. Oh, Hajime. We don't have enough men. Kondo's only 10 soldiers ready to... Kondo has only 10 soldiers ready to fight. Hijikata and I have 24 apiece, right? Everyone's sick. That's so funny, eh, Saito? Ah, that's right, there were a handful of men who were bedridden from a swift food poisoning epidemic, leaving them short-handed in battle. Of course. Of course. Food poisoning, huh? We'll be the one cooking. Ooh. They planned on dividing the troops in half. Kondo's troops will go to Ikeda Inn, and Hijikata's troops will head to the Shikoku Inn. Shikoku? Okay. Ikeda Inn. Ikeda Inn. One of several locations where the nationalist group claiming to support the emperor would gather. Shikoku Inn? Shikoku! Fujishi? Fushiji? Was it Fushiji? I forgot already. Shikoku! That's cuckoo! Shikoku! It just makes me think of a cuckoo clock. That's fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. One of several locations where national imperialists gathered. So, you think we'll bring them along on this one? It's a nice night mission. It'd be perfect. Them? We lost a couple the other day, but there should still be a few left, right? I heard they won't be seeing combat for a while. They're having some difficulty adjusting. They stop listening to orders as soon as they see blood. It's rather inconvenient. What? Do they have some of the whatever the hell, what were they called again? I forget. Wraiths? Do they have some of those? You're just keeping zombies on a leash? That's fucking weird. I swore I heard something before about a reaction to blood, but this was something I was not supposed to hear. The two men hadn't realized that I was listening to their conversation, so I'm just be like, looking at my nail like, hey, Spacey. Huh? Did you call me? What? Wasn't my intention. But it was crucial that I don't say anything. They gotta be spinning in their graves. Didn't they choose to do this so they could... Didn't they choose to do this so they could fight? Sano, you only say that after someone's actually dead. Yeah, I guess you're right. They aren't really dead, are they? In fact, they're even harder to kill now. There was no doubt that what I was hearing was not meant for my ears. I shoved my fingers into my ears and closed my eyes tightly. The best I could do was make sure I didn't hear anything else. And that makes you look obvious. Oh, what are you doing here, Yukimura? Oh, what are you doing here? My eyes flew open to see Kondo in front of me. I couldn't just sit there. I told him the truth, how I'd felt so useless and left my room to find some ways to help. Oh, of course, I see. I know how you feel. The men are pretty excited, aren't they? Yes. Excited? More like bloodthirsty, to be honest. Would you care to join us? What? That was not what I'd expected him to say. You mean go on a raid with you? I don't know what I could... You see, many of my men are without food poisoning. Are out with food poisoning, so we're short understaffed. Well, we could certainly use a messenger, but if you'd rather not, there's no need to feel obligated. You raise a good point. Now that he mentioned it, I did remember hearing that Kondo's troop only had 10 people in it. Well, alright, if I'll just be a messenger. His face split into a grin, and I found myself on the way to the Ikeda Inn to accompany their raid. It's not I, it's E. Ikeda Inn. Takes me a minute. Like certain words, I get. I'm fine. Kondo's presence was relieving, and his good nature gave me comfort in asking him a question. Kondo. I know, but I can't say it with the right enunciation. So just... Kondo, your uniform is different than the one your other men wear. The Shinsengumi's unique light blue uniforms made it so anyone in Kyoto would recognize them. However, Kondo's uniform was white, almost cream, setting him apart from his men. Hi. Like a king wears a crown, not everybody wears a crown. I mean, I do, but... Oh, this white uniform is for charging into dark areas, allowing us to see each other with more clarity. I see. I didn't know the core uniforms came in so many varieties. Core uniforms. A light-colored uniform used during the night for special occasions. Their usual uniform was well-fitting, and the color stood out, but this white uniform was more elegant. And you can see the blood on it better. I mean, I smiled while I looked at his uniform, and I braced myself for what was to come. Hour of the dog. Approximately 8 p.m. Interesting. Now we know that. It's almost the hour of the dog right now as I'm recording this. After I arrived at Ikeda, I was sent off on several short errands nearby. I returned to hear Nagakura talking to Okita. Well, looks like we hit the jackpot on this one. Not sure if they're brave or stupid for meeting right next to a government building. I knew they'd be here. After all, they have always met at Ikeda before. Sure, but the night Furutaka gets arrested? That just seems sloppy to me. Aren't they afraid of looking suspicious? Well, obviously they're somewhat less than normal. They are meeting at the Ikeda Inn, aren't they? I don't know what that... Nagakura and Okita's conversation was very lighthearted, which didn't quite suit the subject matter. Perhaps the Choshu were trying to trick the Shinsengumi. I certainly wouldn't have known. Whatever the reason for their behavior, however, neither Nagakura nor Okita seemed worried. Heisuke noticed me as I approached and jogged over. So how'd it go, Spacey? Did you see anyone from Aizu or the Judiciary Commissioner? Aizu Domain, one of Japan's more influential clans. They were related by blood to the Tokugawa clan and were put in charge of the office of the Kyoto Military Commissioner. Kyoto Judiciary Commissioner. Now I can't say English words. A shogunate administrator whose role was to oversee the Daimyo. Is it Mio? Mio? Mio. Yeah, Mio, I think. Settle law disputes and supervise the city. The position was occupied by Sadaki Matsu Daira during this time period. Jesus Christ! Tom Jones. To be honest, I didn't really see anybody nearby. So they still haven't made their move. We told them even before it started to get dark. Settle down, Heisuke. The larger man smacked Heisuke playfully on the shoulder with a bark of laughter. Besides, it won't do us any good if they show up if this is gonna happen. Gotta do it ourselves. Yeah, I guess. It's just... Don't you think running in on our own is a little reckless? Heisuke frowned, and Takeda, who was on standby near Heisuke, nodded in agreement. Standby behind Heisuke. Oh, that guy! We can't romance. It's unfortunate, because he is pretty, but whatever. Charging him with this amount of men is reckless. We should wait for Aizu Domain's reinforcements. If you say so, Takeda. Alright, why don't we wait a little longer? I don't trust you. But no matter how long we waited, the officials never came. Hour of the boar. Approximately 10 p.m. Interesting. I looked up at the sky. The moon inched itself further across the sky since we'd arrived at the Ikeda Inn. Damn it! It's getting pretty late. What do you want to do, Kondo? It'd be pretty lame if we just sat here all night. The chief had been quiet all this time, but when Okita addressed him, he finally stood up to speak. We can't wait a moment longer. Soji, Nakakura, Todo, you lot follow me. Okita nodded quietly but firmly. Well, I'll secure the front entrance so you guys have at it. What? Are you not going to come, Takeda? It's all good. I mean, we don't want him in the dark and them mistakenly stabbing us, you know. Well, actually, we may mistakenly stab him. I don't know if we could trust him. Maybe we can't trust him. Maybe he's a bad guy. Because he's angry looking, but he's pretty. Look at that pretty hair. Okita, what are you suggesting? No. If you want someone charging, we want someone reliable anyways. So with that said, take care of the outside, Takeda. Great, I got stuck with him. Yukimura, can you stay away from the Ikeda Inn? Things are going to get dangerous. The place is full of rebel soldiers. We don't intend to allow them to escape, but better safe than sorry. All right. He stood up, smiled curtly, and ran to the inn. I just like the dramatic fucking music. This is great. We are the Shinsengumi, retainers of the Lieutenant General of the Aizu Domain. By Imperial decree, you are all under arrest. Lieutenant General of Aizu, the position held by the Lord of the Aizu domain, Kadamuri Matsudaira, was appointed to it by the Shogun after earning the rank of Lieutenant General of the Left Guard. Too much military weirdness going on. Okay. His declaration was met with a cacophony of yells and screams erupting from out of the inn. Wow. He's like glowing. Giving the enemy a good loud warning that he's about to kick the tar out of them. That's Kondo for you. Seems like good form anyway. It's polite to let them know what they're up against. Oh, so your definition of good form is putting us at a disadvantage? Heisuke and Nagakura grinned at one another as they sauntered toward the inn. We act with the authority of the government. Resist and you'll be shown no mercy. Then the battle began in earnest. The yells of men and the clang of swords filled the air, rolling out through the doors and windows of the inn. I heard feet pound upstairs, the screams of men dying, the wet thud of bodies dropping to the floor. Damn it, there are too many of them. We need backup. Is there anybody still out there? Well, there was someone, but all the men who'd come with the captains ran around the back and couldn't hear Nagakura. Takeda, on the other hand, was stationed outside to arrest anyone trying to flee the building. What should I do? The only person left to go help them was me. But even if I did, what could I do? That was when I heard Kondo. Soji, are you alright? Nagakura called out from somewhere else in the inn. Oh no! Fucking run in there, I don't care! Damn it, Heisuke! Don't die on me! Oh no! I had no desire to enter a slaughterhouse, with men killing one another. Even if I did, I had no illusions about my skill with a blade. I was sure to be killed before I'd even drawn it. But I could hardly stand around doing nothing. Perhaps if I couldn't fight, I could rescue the wounded, find them and carry them out of the inn. I made up my mind, steeled myself, and ran inside. Inside was pitch black. The smell of blood hit me in the stomach like a fist, filling the air. There were dark lumps on the floor everywhere, the bodies of fallen men. Where were Okita and Heisuke? It sounded like a good idea at the time, but as I looked around that charnel house, I realized there was no way I could carry two men outside, drag them. What should I do? No offense to Heisuke, but I feel like... Okay, I feel like we could get Heisuke out easier because he's smaller, but, you know. But we love Okita. I'm sorry, but I love him. Sorry, if I gotta choose between Okita and Heisuke, it's Okita. Sorry, bitch. Sorry, Heisuke. Meh. We'll feel bad about it later. But maybe we should scope things out. Fuck it! We're looking for our boyfriendo! I decided I had to look for Okita. I knew I'd caused trouble for him during the noon patrols, but he never called me out for it. It seemed only fair that I try to return the favor. Also, we kind of love him. But we love Hajime too. So we're just meh. It's... Who's Shiro? Gah! Ah! A Ronin came out of nowhere, falling down the stairs and screaming. My Kodachi was in my hand before I'd even realized I'd drawn it. Did I just... Then, Kondo's sword slid through his heart. I just watched a man die. You! What are the rest of our men doing? He did his best to act calmly, but I could tell my appearance had both surprised and worried him. I'm sorry, but can you see Soji? Oh, I'm sorry, but can you see to Soji? He's upstairs with one of those damnable Ronins. I doubt he'll lose, but he can still be hurt. His opponent looks to be a difficult one. Yes, sir! I nodded quickly and ran off through the carnage and be like, that's what I'm here for, to help the wounded. I came in to drag the wounded out. He's upstairs. So I bet if you went to look for Heisuke, you'd run into Shinpachi, and he'd be like, you know, and if you scope things out, God knows what's going to happen. I took them two at a time and landed hard on the top floor. It didn't take long to spot him. Wait! Guys, wait! Wait for it! Is that guy? Is it Chikage? Are these guys bad guys? Why are the hot ones the bad guys? Oh my god. I think that's him. So then the other guy is the bad guy too. Oh, those four guys are bad guys. But they're so motherfucking fine. I want to be bad, guys. I want to be so bad. You guys have to let me know, though. Like, obviously, we're going down a good guy path because that's just where we are. But, like, when we do this next time, do we, like, go bad? I don't know if we have a choice when we get to go bad. Like, pick which side we go on or, like, what? Like, how's that gonna... Because this was new. I don't know how that works. But, like, I mean, do we do all the good guys first and then we do the bad guys? Or do we, like, mix it up a little? Like, what do we do? I don't know. Oh! Only a few feet from me, Okita was battling a Ronin. I felt my stomach lurch. The cold ring of steel against steel tore through the air, and their blades flashed, lines of light in the darkness. You know, you had me wondering how the Shinsengumi were doing. This is the best you can do. The strange Ronin's eyes narrowed, and his mouth curved into a smug smile. I'd seen Okita train with the soldiers, and his skill with the blade had been clear. This Ronin, the way he dodged, parried, and slowly drove Okita back seemed almost effortless. Oh, I don't care to waste any more time on you. I'm taking off. Thanks for the dance, chump. The blood and violence that was choking the inn had no effect on him, it seemed. He was so peaceful, in fact, that he hardly looked like he belonged in the middle of all that carnage. Sorry, pal, but I can't do that. You're our enemy, so you've got to die. A smile split his face for half a second, and then he launched himself at the Ronin. Their swords slammed together. To my untrained eye, it looked as though the Ronin was a self-taught swordsman. His sword moved in large, crude arcs, while Okita responded with skill and finesse. In a contest of skill, Okita would have been the clear winner, but as their blades sprang apart, it was always Okita who found himself pushed back. The Ronin's sword was heavy but fast. It was clear he was Okita's superior in raw power. The summer heat had turned the air thick and humid. I could barely breathe. Seriously, you broke the dehumidifier that I saw in the corner over there. Still making fun of that earlier. You know, anyway. Sweat poured down my spine and beaded on my face as quickly as I could wipe it off. I look around the room, distract him. I have a feeling that's going to come down to still distract him, but distract him or look around the room might be like, let's scope our Lupin taught us well, scope the surroundings. What do we do? Now, I think we should scope the room. Scope the room. Hold on. Maybe we should... We're going to risk it. Like, maybe we should save in case we kill Soji. But, I'm thinking scope the room. And then we'll end up distracting him. Look around the room. If we could hit him while his guard was down, then perhaps we might be able to escape. Once we got down the stairs, Kondo and his men would be there to back us up. I glanced around the room, and then I saw him. One of the Ronin who'd been struck down earlier was still alive and moving. His face was pale and waxy, but his knuckles were white with strain. As he pulled himself to his feet, sword in hand, Okita hadn't noticed him. Good thing we checked the room! Okita, behind you! Without even bothering to look at me, Okita spun around to face the half-dead Ronin. Should have run when you had the chance. Even as he spoke, Okita's sword flickered out, slashing across the wounded man. Gah! This time, he didn't get up. For a second, I was like, what kind of name is Choshu Rebel? And I was like, oh, never mind. I was like, huh? I was reading as I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, wait, oh, duh. A man had just died because of me. But if I hadn't said anything, then it would have been Okita lying still on the floor. I couldn't let that happen. Bam! That's why Lupin taught us to look around the room. Yes! You would turn your back on me? You must think me a fool. The strange Ronin's sword whipped through the air, little more than a silvery blur. Okita accepted the blow with the sword. However, the opponent's blow from above was too powerful. Okita stumbled ever so slightly, but the man did not miss his opportunity. The Ronin's foot slammed into the center of Okita's chest. The source of his tremendous strength apparently extended to his legs as well as his sword arm. I would lunge on his back and be like, ah! Flail at him. Pull his hair. I heard a wet crunch as the kick connected and Okita tumbled across the floor of the room. When he stopped, I saw him grip his chest and cough. Okita! I leapt across the room. Are you all right? His face was tight with pain. The most he could manage was labored gasps and wet, tearing coughs. Okita was in no condition to fight. As I struggled to move myself under his arm to lift him up, I glared at the strange Ronin. I don't suppose you mean to kill me as well. Let's have at it. I like watching children squirm. That sounds really gross. I watched the tip of his blade drift up to me. With a groan of pain, Okita lifted himself up and stumbled between me and the Ronin. Aww. He's so adorable, protecting us while he's bleeding. Oh, guys, it's romantic and pretty. No, Okita, you can't! There was a good chance he had broken bones, and if he was coughing up blood, then his internal organs could be damaged as well. He could barely stand, let alone fight, and he was making no attempts at hiding it. But he stood firm. You're fighting me, right? Leave the kid alone. The Ronin sneered. What a fool. Just what do you intend to do? You're good as dead. You can scarcely stand. Shut up. I still got some fight left, you bastard. New flecks of blood appeared as he shouted. Stop that! You're still coughing up blood! The Ronin regarded us with cool, disinterested eyes for a few moments. Then in one smooth motion, lifted his sword and slid it into his scabbard. What? The moment their meeting was interrupted, my business here was at an end. That was entertaining, Shinsengumi. However, your swordsmanship was a pathetic display. His aloofness was amplified by the satisfaction he drew with his every word. He placed his foot out of the window, cackling to himself as he jumped through gracefully. Did he just run? No, he hadn't run. He was letting us go. Damn it, I can still fight. Okita. His voice was weak. Why did you do that? Okita turned his head to look at me. You always said you'd kill me if I got in your way. So why had he protected me? He raised a shaky eyebrow. He's like, fucking seriously? Because I fucking love you. You're the only woman in the fucking sausage fest that we live in. Like, duh. I mean, beggars can't be choosers, right? Is all I'm saying. Like, huh? Yeah. Why did I do that? His words were already slurring. I'll figure that out later. But I really gotta kill that. Okita! His eyes fluttered and his body folded as he collapsed to the floor. Huh? I've been so worried about Okita I hadn't noticed. The sounds of screaming men and clattering swords had disappeared. Is it over? Shoji, are you alright? The moment the words were out of my mouth, I heard the sound of labored footsteps on the stairs. Finally, the sun rose from the black sky. The raid itself had lasted only 2 hours, but for me at least, it had felt far longer. There had been 20 imperial nationalists at the Ikeda Inn. Ikeda Inn. The Shinsengumi had killed 7 Ronin and injured 4 more. I learned later that with the help of the Aizu domain and their Kyoto Judiciary Commissioner, they arrested 23 people. The owner of the Ikeda Inn had also been arrested for trying to help the Choshu rebels escape. The Shinsengumi had won an incredible victory, fighting against superior numbers in enemy territory, but they paid dearly for it. Oh god, who died? Okita had taken a blow to the chest and lost consciousness. Heisuke had been cut on the forehead and the bleeding refused to stop. He got cut on the forehead! Don't die on me! To me, that was just, like, painful, but, like... Nagakura had injured his left hand. One of the Shinsengumi soldiers lost his life at the inn's rear entrance, and 2 others were severely injured there as well. Some random dude died. Okay, we're okay with that. It didn't seem likely that they would survive. The Kyoto military and judiciary commissioners also fought the Choshu Ronin. Kyoto Military Commissioner. The person holding this office was tasked with keeping the peace in the city of Kyoto. It was occupied at one point by Katamori Matsudaira of the Aizu domain. Why do they keep saying this guy's name? Because they know I can't read it. They're like, you can't read this. With their successful resolution of the Battle of the Ikeda Inn, the Shinsengumi had at last made a name for themselves. Battle of the Ikeda Inn. Ikeda Inn. The incident where Shinsengumi troops raided the Ikeda Inn to halt a plot to kidnap the emperor and burn the city of Kyoto. Because, everything's made out of wood, so, yeah. Burn. Burn, baby, burn. Just go and burn up. It looked as though the peace in Kyoto had been protected. Never could I have imagined what the ultimate result of their victory would be. End of July, 1864. Weeks passed since the Battle of the Ikeda Inn. In the meantime, the Shinsengumi grew stricter during their rounds to arrest the numerous outlaw ronin that escaped from the Ikeda Inn. Rumors surfaced of extremists who were plotting to exact revenge on the Shinsengumi. Additionally, there were also problems occurring with warriors spanning from other domains, making things tense around the headquarters. Things were finally settling down. As a result of my efforts during the battle, they grew more encouraging of my involvement. The Shinsengumi allowed me to sweep the area in front of the headquarters on my own. How cute! Like, the Shinsengumi allowed me to sweep the area in front of the headquarters. Okay. I was like, as I'm reading it in my brain, I'm like, really? I get to sweep? Woohoo! I know. We're allowed to be outside. One day, I was cleaning the courtyard with a broom when I heard gentle footsteps approaching me. Excuse me, but is this the Shinsengumi headquarters? Oh, yes! Oh my god! The voice came from behind me, so I was caught off guard when answering. You're... Huh? Hijikata showed up suddenly, as if he telepathically knew I was speaking to someone. Oh, Hijikata, this man is... pretty. Before I could finish my sentence, the man ran towards Hijikata. He is one of our boys. Hold on. Hachiro! There he is. There he is. I'm assuming this is the order we meet them in. Because actually, if you think about it... No. Actually, yes, because we met Hijikata, Soji, and Hajime. We met those three first, and then we met these three, and then we met Glasses, and some... So yes. So technically, we've met Chikage, and we've met Ryoma, but we don't know them. We haven't technically met them, even though we've met them. We met them, but we didn't. Count. What kind of voice was I going to give him? I forgot already. He seems excitable. He seems happy. Oh, I knew it! Toshi, it's me, Hachiro. Long time no see. We'll get his voice down better. Oh, sorry. We'll get it better. Wait. Hachiro, the hell are you doing here? When Hijikata realized who it was, his eyes grew wide. Are you surprised? I visited Kyoto with shogunate orders. Shogunate orders. Orders given from the shogunate. Go fucking fig. Forget about me. Man, so it really was you connected to the Shinsengumi. I couldn't believe it until I made sure for myself. Congratulations. You really did become a samurai. Oh, come on, don't mock me. I mean, we're treated no better than any ronin. Yes, but your dream of becoming a samurai came true. Oh my god, bromance. Hey, I said don't mock me. Oh, come now. The Shinsengumi are famous in Edo. You're so feared that even crying children go hush. I heard about your victory at the Ikeda Inn. It would seem you lot are flourishing. Well, we're working on it. Very unlike himself. Hijikata seemed to be flustered and his cheeks were rosy. Oh! Bromance? Judging from their conversation, it appeared that this gentleman had come to visit Hijikata. The rhythm of their rapport seemed to suggest that they'd been friends for quite some time. Once I verified their conversation had come to a halt, I mustered the courage to speak to Hijikata. Hijikata, may I ask who this is? Oh, yeah. You two haven't met, I take it. Oh, I haven't introduced myself yet, huh? I'm Hachiro Iba. Hachiro. Oh! You know what? Fuck you, dude. You may be hot, but stop with all this. Give me a minute. I'm a Hatamoto of the Shogunate Jiki-san, and I'm an Okuzume of the Obanshi. I don't fucking know what any of that means. It's like the whole entire sentence was just Japanese, like legit. Hatamoto, high-ranking vassals of the Tokugawa who served the shogun directly, and I don't remember any of this. I don't remember any what we talk. I don't know. Okuzume, an organization intent on protecting the shogunate, It is comprised of talented swordsmen from shogunate and lower-ranking vassals. Obanshi, an official group in the shogunate who is treated and behaves as a military force. So he's like some tough shit. Okay, he's hot shit. Okay. Oh, I'm Spacey Yukamura. Spacey, nice to meet you officially. Oh, you're handsome. I love you. Oh, yes. Nice to meet you too. Oh my god, you're beautiful. As soon as Iba and I finished our introductions, Hijikata was inclined to get us indoors. Hey, we don't need to have this conversation out in the sun. Why don't you come inside? I took tea to the two in the hall. Hijikata told me to remain there, so I decided to listen in. Stay here. Okay. I'm fine with eavesdrop. I will pretend not to listen. I didn't hear anything, just like I didn't see anything that time you guys killed some people in front of me, and I know nothing about Furies, and I don't know anything. I know everything. I know a lot. I know too much. I know too much. They're gonna, like, off me one of these days. So, you claim you came to Kyoto with the shogunate orders? Sure claim the social ladder, huh? And Okuzume? I listened intently but subtly, since I was unfamiliar with the contents of their conversation. Yeah, right, I mean, she's like, it's like they're speaking Japanese, and I'm like, right? He's entrusted with protecting the shogun and his guests and friends who surround him. Oh, wow! I'm honored to meet such a man. Oh, please, I'm nothing special. This was a job I acquired from the connections with my father. But, what would bring a man of his stature here, Hijikata? This man Iba was someone who worked directly with the shogun. What an honor. It made no sense why he would interact with the Shinsengumi, or why he had business with us. What, wasn't I thinking, hold on, was I thinking that he would have the... Yeah, that's right, okay, so we're gonna adjust. He was supposed, and especially now that we know he's like high ranking and whatever, he's more of the, oh yes, no, seriously, no, I'm fine, it's great, yeah. The happy, slightly more, yeah, he was the one that I was like thinking in my head when we looked at him, like he's gonna have the Saint Germain kind of voice, and that kind of works, because he's, oh no, me? Just no, whatever. I know, I'm great, I'm like hot shit, but whatever. No, I see what you're thinking. You're thinking, why would he know a guy like me, huh? I do my best to nod without offending him. Opens eyes wide, bats eyes, shakes head. No, not at all. You see, not only is he a Hatamoto, but he's the heir of the Kyoto Ryu Iba Dojo. Jesus? A top 4 dojo in Edo. Kyoto Ryu, one of the 4 oldest and most respected fencing schools in Edo. Hachiro Iba is the eldest son of the head of the family and institution. Oh my god, you got younger brothers. Bring them. Bring them. Brocest. I don't care. Bring them. Just all of us together, bro. But I just keep it in the family, right? Yeah. Iba Dojo. A dojo run by the Iba family, who are teachers of the Shingyoto Ryo swordsmanship. I don't know. I could have just fucking made that up. I don't know. It sounds okay. It's also known as Renbukan. Don't make me fucking repeat this shit. Stop it. Stop it with your words, game. The Iba dojo and my dojo socialized often, so this is how we came to know each other. Oh, love their bromance. Yes, that's right. When I got word that I would be coming to Kyoto, I was excited because I knew I would see Toshi. A little bit Saint Germain-y, but a little more excitable. Whatever. Just keep in mind Kyoto isn't exactly a vacation destination. Yes, I'll keep that in mind. However, despite it being so dangerous, it seems even a woman can be with a Shinsengumi. Oh, he's smart. Iba glanced at me when he asked his question before looking to Hijikata. I gasped and cut my hands over my mouth, and Hijikata's eyes darted toward me sternly. It would seem Iba picked up on the fact I was female, judging by their interaction. That's why he's like, yeah. We knew. He was like, oh, he knows we're a chick. Oh, was that supposed to be a secret? I didn't want to confirm any answers, so I stared towards the mat underneath without speaking. Right, we're going over, but... Well, her reasons for being here are somewhat complicated, so we have her pose as a man for now. Only a portion of the men in the Shinsengumi know about her, so it would be preferred if you were to keep it under wraps in front of our men. Understood. I'll do whatever you ask of me, Toshi. Whatever you ask, Toshi. Oh my god. I sense a little... There's a little bit more than a bromance going on here, isn't there? Iba drew Hijikata in closer in a jovial manner, and Hijikata blushed at the notion. Oh! Guys. Oh! Hijikata's normally really uptight, so seeing him behave this way was startling. I had a lingering suspicion that Hijikata was actually enjoying himself. No, I'm enjoying myself too. We're like, oh, bromance. He's all stern and angry, and he's all, oh, whatever, I'm pretty. Yeah. All of the commotion must have alerted the captains because they popped up from nowhere. Oh, what the hell? Hachiro, is that you? Hachiro. Because I can't go Hachiro. I can't do that every time. I mean, I could, but I guess. I knew I heard your voice somewhere. It really was you, huh? Shinpachi, Harada, everyone else is here too. Long time no see, boys. Oh my god. You're happy and you're gorgeous. Take me with you. I meant also take me. Seriously. Look at him. He's fucking beautiful. He just like everybody else pales in comparison. Like, I love you so much. Man, you're in Kyoto too. Are you here to train or are you sightseeing? Don't be stupid. I'll bet he's here to protect someone important or something, am I right? Well, maybe it's something like that. If you're in Kyoto, I assume you have a pretty good position. Iba nodded plainly in response. I see. You're in Kyoto. Oh, I see. You're in Kyoto too, huh? Well, be careful. Don't be stupid and die or anything. Thank you for the warning. I'll keep that in mind. I can't quite get his voice. We'll get it. Hey, we should go drinking someday, man. I mean, we could go now if you want. Each of the captains surrounded Iba and exchanged words. Most of all, Iba seemed lost in the amount of fun he had while conversing with everyone. I guess he really knew everyone back in Edo. Hijikata watched their interaction with warmth in his eyes and muttered. See, despite him being a Hatamoto, and also the heir of the Iba dojo. Hachiro Iba, look how fucking gorgeous he is. The eldest son of one of the oldest and most respected dojos in Japan. He's a master of the Shingyoto Ryo martial arts, and his prowess granted him prestige among warriors and officials. Oh, wait. Oh, that was the only thing. He chooses to learn about each and every one of us, and he treats us with respect. It seems no one can escape his amiable nature. He seemed to be especially fond of Hijikata, though. But I couldn't dare say that. Well, I guess you can say we're friends. Whenever he visits, be sure to let him in. Understood. Perfect place to stop. Okay. Alright, so... Oh, and he's gonna be our new romancy boy. I love it. Oh my god, guys, I'm sweating. He's so dreamy. I don't think he's gonna be the first path we go down, but... Woo! Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.